everybody. I'm Lifelike, and I'll be running Prey. This is the all main quests category, which, like it sounds, is beating the game while completing all of the main quests throughout the story. And we just start from a save file that's set up right after the opening cutscene. So one thing to point out about all main quests is that all I really have to do is complete the quest, but I'm not required to complete every single step of the quest. As you'll notice right now, I'm supposed to pick up my suit, but I'm not going to do that.
Set the helicopter to pick you up. It's just a few
Instead, I'm going to be jumping around on a stool in the bathroom. It's fine.
Pretty great you decided to
As we all do.
We're gonna shake things up, Morgan.
Although this is all main quest, and you may have seen about 7-minute run of this before, we still go out of bounds quite a bit and clip through stuff like he's attempting to do here.
This is a pretty heavy reset point in runs. Just
the timer hasn't started yet.
Yeah, no worries. You're all good. There we go.
All right, time's going.
Got it first try.
It's okay.
First try. Easy.
There we go.
Just like that.
Yeah. Like I said, that's a pretty heavy reset point in runs, just because that chair can be a little bit finicky to get in place. So you can also skip the helicopter ride. If you've ever played this game before, you know there's this helicopter ride at the beginning. You don't have to do that either.
But it's so good. Get some nice music, some intro credits.
You're not safe.
So you can see in the top left there, I'm getting some notifications about a quest that is called Breakout, which you normally don't get until after you've done this entire tutorial part. And I'm getting that because I clipped out of bounds through the bathroom instead of getting out the normal way.
Morgan! Hey. You don't look terrible in a Transtar uniform.
I'm not even wearing the uniform.
I'm not wearing anything.
I know the test might seem a little unconventional, but that's a you family tradition. Breaking convention is in our blood. Once you start the test, just do whatever comes before. Don't overthink it. Dr. Bellamy's going to walk you through the process.
Yeah, this is normal.
We'll be in orbit next
There's
week.
actually some other really fun things you can do with Alex here. And if you want to see that, it's in the Glitch Showcase, so make sure to donate for it.
Listen, just be yourself. I'll see you after.
All right. So we just have to go through these tests. Yeah. So this is kind of a slow part in the run. There's not a whole lot I can do to save or lose time, but sometimes I like to just jump around and be mildly amused by the fact that this guy is always looking directly at my camera.
Can I ask, why do you guys skip the intro cutscene? Why do you start right after it?
I mean, it's just the opening cutscene of the game. It doesn't tell you a whole lot. It's just right after pretty much the character selection, and then throw some boxes real quick.
It also lets us make a save state, which there's certain randomized elements to the game. So like picking up the wrench off the first corpse. If you have a save state at a specific spot, you can get that every time, which really helps out for the run.
It's a quality of life thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, like you were saying about the wrench on the first body, the items that you can loot off of things are not always the same. They're not set. There's a certain pool of items that it could be. And that body where I got the wrench at the start could be either a wrench or an apple. It's kind of a 50-50 chance of which one you get. So using the save file guarantees that I always have the wrench. Also, I can't do anything to speed up this run. I'm just supposed to be trying to hide.
Which he's doing a great job of, by the way.
Hiding in plain sight.
Synaptic register? At all? No? Oh, that's fine. Sorry, let's keep things moving, Morgan. Head into room C. You're doing marvelous.
I love any game where you can see your own feet.
So he's just running through a whole bunch of tests here. There's actually some spoilerish things about this area, which we won't go until maybe the end. If you play through the game multiple times, you kind of realize why they do certain things early on. There's a pretty good twist in this game. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Press the red button when you're ready.
Oh, it's pretty quick.
Can someone please explain to me what's happening? Simmons?
I installed exactly what Tina brought down.
One of these days I'm going to manage to actually stand on this camera.
I apologize. Having some trouble with...
Could be today.
Not your fault. You're doing fabulous, actually.
If he makes it, everyone has to donate $10 million.
He's coming into the last room of this part. This one's if you played the game, this is a part where you're supposed to pick a bunch of options for a series of questions that they give you. It's kind of like a personality test. But it doesn't actually matter what options you pick.
Have a seat at the table for me, please.
Yeah, it's a basic scenario. If there's one person on a train track and there's 5 people on a different train track, which one would you push the train to? And then variations of that. But like you said, it doesn't matter, so you just kind of spam your way through it.
Start on the screen when you're ready.
I believe that's the nihilism answer to that test. It doesn't matter.
I mean, all those people are going to die anyway.
Yeah, and we're all on our way.
Okay, switch the tracks. That's pretty good. Now you push the fat man.
Whoa.
It's debatable. Now he's going to put on the tracks.
I'm impressed.
Oh, he's impressed.
You picked A for every answer. Impressive.
For this next part, I'm going to display an image. I want you to take a good look at it. In a moment, I'm going to ask you what...
Things are getting spooky.
Don't drink that coffee.
My coffee. It's empty.
Okay. So getting to this point, we've essentially completed the first main quest of the game, which is referred to as first day on the job. But an interesting thing about that main quest, it doesn't show up in your quest log after you've completed it. And I think there's mainly just story reasons for that, because it's essentially like they're trying to wipe your memory at this point, so you're not supposed to remember that you've done all that, which is, I think, why it disappears.
We'll go with that.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
So this part here is essentially the cutscene we would have seen if I hadn't started from the save file. Like, it's not very long, but it's nice not to have to wait for it at the start of every run. And my suit is still there, but I'm going to continue not taking it.
So luckily the chair is also still here. Just jump out the same way it came in the first time.
And I do have to run back over here again because I do need the wrench. So the reason that I dropped the wrench there is that you're not supposed to have weapons with you when you go through that tutorial area. So if you do have one, it'll be removed from your inventory, so then I wouldn't be able to get a wrench back at this point. So that's just a little skip there. Normally you get stuck inside that room and have to wait for the scene of that guy dying to play out. But if you go over it, then you can just get out first. So I'm picking up the glue gun, which is a very important weapon for the rest of the run.
Since they broke containment. I'm going to help you stay alive.
And I'm also going to pick up my first neuromod, and I'm going to use it immediately.
Make sure not to blink.
So normally there's a cutscene when you use the first neuromod that shows Morgan handling it and then kind of inserting the needle into their eye. But because the game considers me to be in combat from the mimics there, it skips that, and it only plays off of the first one you use, so I won't have to deal with it again after that.
Ready for your first.
Also sliding around a lot, because sliding maintains my same running speed for about a second, but doesn't consume any stamina while I'm doing it.
Yeah, if you see the white bar underneath where he's hitting, that's the stamina.
I've updated your
So there are points where I'm going to be walking instead of running just to let that recharge.
A lot of questions.
So, and you can see I just got the quest office with a view. It's just to get to my office right here.
You got a nice office.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Welcome back.
This has been your home for the last 3 years.
So at this point, I'm essentially stuck in another cutscene again, where there's going to be a video playing in this room. But I don't really want to watch the cutscene, so we're going to do this instead. So shoot some glue on the door, throw a grenade at it, and now the door's up there.
The old disappearing door technique.
So that's one of the, what I think is one of the most interesting glitches that you can do in this game. It only works on the fully unpatched version of the game, probably for good reason. But it lets me break out of the cutscene. I can't skip the cutscene at all. I still have to wait for it to end, but by dislocating the door, I can, run around through the lobby and collect a bunch of things that I'll be able to use later on. And this is a lot of sprinting, so I'm just trying to maintain as much stamina as I can.
Yeah, you've already seen the door displacement. There's going to be a lot of out of bounds, but a lot of this run is just figuring out, when you should run, when you should sprint, when to slide.
So that just opens up a door for later. Come on.
Yeah, another wonderful thing you can do with the glue is make climbable walls anywhere you want.
Sorry, but I can't let you
So this is going to keep climbing up here.
Not until I've had a chance to explain everything in person. For now, just... Damn it. I have to go. Just...
So there's a phantom there. I can just stick him in place.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the glue gun is the reason that you can beat the game in about 7 minutes, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why.
Yeah. It's the sole reason why.
So with all this running around, I've collected exactly enough neuromods to upgrade to mobility 2, which gives me the maximum running speed, the maximum amount of stamina, and the most jump height. And then I also unlocked something that's called engineering, and that's going to allow me to repair damaged hardware later on.
I'm looking for another way to help you in the meantime.
So the cutscene that I broke out of is almost ended. I just need to wait for a pop-up to show me that the quest log is updated before I go through the store.
Yeah, we're just watching the top left for that. It's good to go.
Because one kind of strange thing when you're trying to do a category like this, if you don't wait for that to update, you can go through to the next area and you can still do all of the things that you need to do to complete this quest. The game just won't register it as having been completed after you do that, so then you're kind of soft-locked. So another one of those, need to glue.
So yeah, instead of just fighting all the phantoms, he's just using glue to stun him in place and run by him. Soon enough, he's going to get tons of ammo for a shotgun, but just up until that point, it's easier to stun him than try to kill him.
The station tech starts here. Lab equipment, special parts requests, prototypes.
So now I'm collecting a bunch of these materials that are just laying around in this room, as well as some more recycled grenades. And some med kits wherever I can find them, because there are some parts of this run where I have a pretty good chance of dying if I mess something up.
So you just broke that door once again.
Probably has a key card. You can
pretty handy.
Or what's left of him with the security roster.
And so this is part of the quest through Glass Darkly. The cutscene I was supposedly watching in the first area had gotten interrupted by my brother Alex, and so we need to come in here to reset that system so that we can see the rest of the video.
Nice work, Morgan.
That's why we're in here.
The looking glass screens are online again. Head back to your office as soon as you can. It's important you hear the rest of it.
Alright, so now I've got that restarted. That essentially completes the quest through a Glass Darkly. Next one up is going to be Speak with January. And what we need to do for that is speak with a character called January, believe it or not.
Easy.
Like that. Okay, so this is the other in just a second. I'm going to
You're not going to like what
first
I have to say
recycle a whole
next.
bunch of junk that I've been picking
You
up
have to destroy Talos
to get
1.
some crafting
The
materials.
research, The Typhon.
And
nothing can survive.
what I'm doing right now is a glitch known as material duplication. And it's the other reason that this run is done on the unpatched version of the game.
I know how it
So,
sounds. But you've
on this
seen the
version,
previous
if I take stacks of crafting materials and split them up into multiple parts and then recycle, I will get back more than what I put in.
If even one cell gets back to Earth, we're lost.
Yeah, and you can do this as many times as you want. The more stacks that you make, the more you kind of get back. But
I wish
It's kind of diminishing returns. You'll get more the more times you split it, but each time you split, it gets back a little bit less than the time before.
Alex will try to stop you. He's allergic to failure. Too proud to go back to Mom and Dad.
So I've
with
got
his
plenty
tail
right
between
now.
his legs. So
I also have crafting plans for shotgun ammo.
good luck. Told you wouldn't like it.
So I'm just going to go ahead and make a whole bunch of it because I'm, again, stuck waiting for the cutscene to play out before I can do anything else.
About how long is that cutscene?
That's a couple of minutes.
Hello, Morgan. I'm January 2035. I'm an operator. There are many operators aboard Talos 1.
Right. So here's the important part where I speak with January.
I'm your plan B.
There it was.
My first task was to free you from the simulation.
Nailed it.
Second task was to make sure you saw your video. Those are done.
And so a little over 100 shotgun shells is all I'm going to need. Also picking up and upgrade kits. I'm going to increase the damage and the capacity of the shotgun while I'm here.
The protocol for Talos 1 is activated by 2 arming keys. Your brother has the first. You had the second. Alex destroyed your arming key, but you hid a fabrication
Also,
plan for a new
the game really doesn't want you to
arming
stand on top of January, so it'll launch you off to the side if you try.
Getting Alex's key afterwards. The Typhon are spreading fast, Morgan. You'll be racing against them. And your brother. This key card will grant you access to the main list and all the labs. The main list is the
unfortunately, a
fastest
lot of
way
the
to
quest
reach deep
markers are just
storage.
after cutscenes, so there's a lot of times when you can just run around and do stuff like he's already shown.
Yeah, so here we get the
Next topic.
here we get the quest called General Access Key, which is just pick up the General Access Key, so that's already complete. And we were also given the quest called Deep Storage. So like the dialogue was saying, according to the cutscene we kind of didn't watch, a message that I had left for myself tells me that Alex has gone mad and my plan was to self-destruct the station. But in order to do that, I need to get to deep storage in order to get the information to craft my arming key. But that quest automatically failed. We've already failed it. And the first step it gives you is to take the main lift up to the Arboretum, but you can't do that because the main lift is broken right now. So that quest is scripted to fail.
Psychotronics is the opposite of safe, Morgan.
And just from working out the route for this game, I have managed to find that it's not possible to complete it, even if you skip its fail state, and then come back to it later on in the game. When you can do what it wants you to do, it'll just sit there and not complete at all.
Clear this place fast as possible. You're looking for a maintenance airlock to a utility tunnel called the Guts. It'll take you all the way to
And
the
so now
top
I'm
of the
picking up a
station.
fairly important item called the Psychoscope, which lets me scan Typhon.
The Psychoscope was
I'm
a
going to need
breakthrough.
that in order to get
Apart
through
from
this
neuromods, it's
next-
the most important tech on Talos 1. Use it
in order to
scan
get through
the
this door.
organisms if you want to learn what makes them tick. You invented it, by
Yeah,
the
store
way.
checks whether you've picked it up or not, and he's also going to need it for a quest later on. But outside of that, it's not super useful for the run itself.
And technically I'm supposed to need it to get through this door, but
But you're gonna die down there if you don't listen to me.
we've already seen
You need to
how
calibrate your psychoscope.
other ways I can get through doors.
Typhon specimens around you. Once you get enough
So it doesn't just
data, the
completely
labs will
delete the
open
door from the game, it
more
actually just
importantly,
moves it.
you'll
So
be
sometimes
able
it'll
to
move it
install
1 inch
Typhon
behind and you still can't
based
get through it.
You'll be
Gotta
unstoppable.
reload, but
There's the reason I'm quick saving before every single one of these.
You spent 3 years.
There's not really a good way of predicting where the door is going to end up when you do that.
You've just forgotten.
It's all relative to where the glue was on the door, where the recycler was when it went off in relation to the glue. So sometimes it just flies off somewhere or you'll never figure out where it was, and sometimes it's still pretty much in the way. So now I need to get up to the Arboretum, and I could go through Guts normally.
Which nobody wants to do.
No, there'd be 2 more doors in there I'd have to dislocate to get through it the normal way, or the normal way. But instead I can just clip out and fly up through the convenient area of microgravity that's out of bounds here.
Even though the whole ship is outside in space, if you go out of bounds here, some areas will just fall through into a void and die. So you have to be really careful where you fly here.
There's also some invisible walls around here that I'm trying to avoid flying into, because if you hit them at this speed, you'll take a lot of damage. And conveniently on curved walls like that, you can just kind of wiggle back in.
The entire Typhon ecology appears to be centered around the creation of this substance. The original researchers called it coral.
And now I'm just kind of pushing myself against this rail because I get a little bit of a speed boost from it.
Yeah, if you see a speed on the far right corner, normally you go about 10 meters a second, but with the belt you can go up to 13.
The power plant has been compromised. It's about time, Sam.
So I'm picking up here is a Typhon lure. And it's going to be fairly important in a little bit. As well as I also picked up a set of spare parts and another recycler that were over there.
So now we're at the very top of the station itself, in the Arboretum. A lot of fun stuff happens here.
You made it. Nice work. The entrance to deep storage is off the Arboretum. Your brother's office
So there's a kind of a vent I could crawl through, or I could just clip up through the floor like that. Only saves a couple of seconds, but still pretty nice.
What? Do you know? No. That's an unpleasant thought.
So right now I'm headed to the entrance of deep storage, which is just over here.
Are you all right? That Typhon, there's nothing in the research. Stay away from it.
So you can see it's locked. I'm going to pick up this transcribe.
What is it?
How's it coming?
And they're going to talk about how the door is locked.
Still not answering.
And there's a crew member named Danielle that I need to find or find.
We need her to speak the key phrase, or we're not getting in here.
Would voice
Yeah,
samples
she's locked the door using a code made up of her own
If they
voice.
have the right words, or if we gathered enough to map her voice to a consonant and vowel list and started running patterns.
I'll see if I can find her. Or her transcribe. I'll check her room first.
All right, Ivy, but look, don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, now we're heading over to the crew quarters to take care of this quest. We're supposed to gather data recordings so we can put a sample of her voice together to get the code.
And again, right there, I was just waiting for a couple of seconds to get the pop-up in the top left to say that the game had progressed. So yeah, I can either go through all of crew quarters and collect a whole bunch of different transcribes to piece together enough of Danielle's voice to get through,
I advise you follow
or I can find Danielle.
Hack together voice samples. Your transcribe is equipped with the necessary software. It's how you made my voice. Danielle's cabin might be a good place to get started.
So January thinks that it's going to be easier to piece together Danielle's voice. Yeah, I'm just going to get over here to this body and find this one transcribe instead of, I think it's about 12 that it normally takes to piece together a voice.
If things get bad, I'll jettison a data vault and spacewalk along the hull. Come to the fitness center and bang on the window by the pool.
Yeah, basically that transcribe allows us to go just to find Danielle.
Please don't take any chances, all right?
Yeah, it's like that, like the dialogue was saying, she's hiding somewhere relatively nearby.
Others here? Or not? Shoot first before they get close.
Yeah, so rooms like this are the reason that I was collecting a lot of medkits, because these enemies explode when they die, and they deal a lot of damage when they do that. That should be all of them.
So familiar.
So this is the room that I picked up the Typhon lure for. It's full of those same enemies, as well as telepath, which is that one. But they're busy staring at the Typhon lure. It's very interesting. So here's Danielle.
Morgan? If you're here, then...
She's got a bunch of dialogue that I have to wait for. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, God.
That's fine.
Let's run through the fire.
It's fine.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh.
All right, so... You can see she's still down there. She's still talking. Just too far away for us to really hear what she's saying or see any of the subtitles. But not too far away that her dialogue just stops. So if I get... Hello.
He just wants to work out.
He wants to talk to you through this window now.
Get a little exercise.
Yeah. Shout outs to the fitness center.
So again, this is a part where I just have to...
It's a little too fast.
Yeah, man. Getting that hit exercise.
Yeah. This is another part I just had to wait for that pop-up in order to be able to progress.
Yeah, now that he's done that, he can go back to deep storage and just go to the best area of the game.
Oh, yeah. All right, so basically Danielle had gone through her whole speech about...
who really knows what she talks about?
It's been a while since I've heard the whole thing.
You got what you need to get into deep storage.
But she ends up deciding to give us the voice code that we need to get into deep storage. And while I'm here, I'm just going to spend a couple more neuromods to get a little bit more damage from my weapons.
Alex, Oedipus complex, pompous, nepotist.
Yeah, she doesn't like him very much.
Yeah, clearly. All the bad words.
Not all of them.
No.
Close.
So there's one Phantom here.
Not anymore.
Then we only have one EMP. That's a little bit tricky. So there's a technopath in this room that I have to deal with.
When I trashed your arming key, it was to keep you from making a huge mistake.
And it's going to get a bunch of turrets to help it out. That's why I use the EMP. It should stun the turrets off of it. And ideally, I want it to chase it out of here before it can pick those turrets back up again.
Not yourself.
Welcome to deep storage.
Nice.
If Talos 1 had a
I'm gonna get rid of this thing too.
this would be it. You're looking for the central repository. That's where you stash the drive that has
There's also a radiation barrel in this room. It's a lot easier if I had two EMPs that I could have avoided that barrel being damaged. Unfortunately, I only had the one, so... I now have radiation poisoning, and I'm going to be stuck with it for a while. My health is a little bit low. Luckily, I have extra neuromods for that. As these are cystoid nests. They spawn cystoids, which are really annoying to deal with in areas like this. They pretty much just roll at you and then explode and deal a lot of damage and also cause radiation poisoning if you don't have it already.
And since we're in microgravity, it's really hard to just get away from them, so you usually end up just getting hit. Must be very annoying to control sometimes.
Oh. Yeah, there were some of them now. Yes, that finishes restore from backup.
Good work. I was worried the drive might have been damaged. You can use Chief Show's workstation to download the fabrication plan. Then we can reconstruct your arming key.
Do you think we have a moment for some donations?
Sure.
All right. Before we get to that, just want to remind everybody we have the bonus game 1 Perfect Dark any % incentive. It's going to be met at 30,000. We're still at 14,126 for that, so make sure you get your donations in for that. We have a $250 donation from Irony Overload, who says, I must see a glitch showcase on Prey. Let's get to that goal, guys.
You definitely want to see it.
And we're not done. We have another anonymous $250 donation that says, just banging on the glitch showcase counter. And we have a $100 donation from Poochie the Dova, who says, shout out to Lifelike and BloodThunder for helping to make the Prey community awesome. These runs are great to watch and show how crazy breaking a game could be.
Thank you so much, Poochie.
I'm exposing a utility that'll open up one of the vaults.
Nice. This is another spot where I kind of have to wait for this dialogue to play out before I can leave the area. So I just took the opportunity to make a bunch more ammo over there at the crafting station, as well as craft my arming key.
You owe me.
And it's important that I have the arming key because otherwise I'm not able to complete the quest called Keys to the Kingdom. Like even if I don't end up going for that ending, I still have to craft the arming key to complete that quest. So now I just need to get out of here. And one of the lines of dialogue that I've probably talked over is where Alex is saying that as soon as I enter deep storage, he's locked down all of the space station. Which is why I have to leave this way through the storage container, because any other way I try to get out is locked.
Yeah, a really cool thing about this game is it's not a very linear map, so you can go in and out of different areas in different ways. Just progress kind of how you want.
Yeah, so like back when I was up in the Arboretum, I had unlocked the airlock from the inside. But if I tried to go there from the outside right now, it wouldn't let me in because it's in lockdown.
So now we're going outside the spaceship.
And get to try to find a way back in.
Microgravity detected.
Do you mind if I give an update on the glitch showcase?
Sure.
Incentive? All right. So to hit that Prey glitch showcase, we're going to need $7,500. We're currently sitting at $6,238. So we're going to need roughly about $1,250 more. So make sure those donations keep on coming in if you want to see the glitch showcase.
Airlocks on Talos are sealed, but there's an opening at the cargo bay you could use. I think you can get back inside the station.
Conveniently, as soon as we're locked out, this NPC, Elazar, is telling us that there's a way back in. You just have to fly down here to where there's a hole in the hull.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing at all.
So now I'm about to get some dialogue from a character called Dr. Igwe. He's stuck out in a storage container just like we were, and he wants us to save him. Unfortunately for him, it's faster for the run not to save him.
No. Whoever is out there, listen to me. Oxygen is low and I have no spacesuit. An accident in cargo bay forced me to seal myself inside this container, but I have no way to dock with the station from in here.
So for those who have played this part, you might think that the reason it's faster not to save him is because his storage container is farther away than the one I just used, but that's actually not the case. You'd be able to activate the store and get in at the same time no matter which one you use. But there's a point later in the game where he would have some dialogue pop up at a really unfortunate time.
Up here, Officer Cool. If we can't open the main door, our friends are gonna pour through. Get up to the catwalk. We'll get you inside.
So even though saving him wouldn't cost us any time right now, it would cost time later.
We don't want that. We want to save all the time we can.
This is the really annoying thing about that radiation poisoning. You might notice I'm kind of swaying from side to side a lot as I'm running around. That's one of the main effects of that radiation poisoning. I also need to be careful in this part because if I need to collect 3 of these turrets, and if any of them get damaged, I have to restart the area. because I'm not able to repair any of them, and I don't know exactly where to find any others aside from the main 3. So I'm just... It's okay, that chair was a mimic. Right, so I had to run into that room to restore power so that I can activate this lift. Because it's really the only good way of getting these turrets up here.
You look like... Morgan? I thought... I don't know what I thought. It's good to see you. Is TranStar mounting...
So normally, by the time you're at this point in the game, you would have used neuromods to get something like either a hacking, like the ability to hack computers to open up the door I just did, or extra strength in order to move the crate that was up top.
I was trying to reach
I don't get enough neuromods to unlock any of those things, so instead I just use a recycler to destroy the box and get it out of the way.
God, watching those things move.
Everyone I
Yeah, now he's just going back to that other turret he dropped back here.
Aren't they?
And he's set it up with the other 2. Yeah, save everybody.
As soon as I set up the 3rd turret, this quest shipping and receiving will begin to progress.
It's malfunction.
So even if I clipped into the other room that I'm setting up these turrets for and killed everything in it, that wouldn't progress anything. But I can clip into that other room, and all of the Typhon in there will just kind of ignore me because they're not, at this point, they're not set to recognize me as an enemy. They won't try to attack you unless you actually open this door. This is another great use of the recycle grenades because it pulls all of the enemies in toward them. So that cleared out the entire the entire cargo bay really quick just by pulling them all into one place where the turrets and those NPCs could all hit them at once. And Dr. Igwe just died.
No.
Rip. And so at this point, I have to go down to the reactor and restart it, because that's the plan that we've...
Micah, not sure you got the TranStar. Morgan is making her way to you now. Warning you and anyone...
So something he just did there, which he's done a couple times, is instead of just falling to the floor and taking a ton of fall damage, probably dying, you can just mantle something, and that will stop all fall damage. It's very convenient, very nice. We'll see it a couple more times throughout this run.
Michaela, I didn't think to check your TranStar. Not sure how you got here.
Not there, but some other places.
Never mind.
So here again, using that recycle grenade as a weapon, mostly to destroy the turret that this other technopath was carrying.
You were right. Even though I could get my booster shots from my office. But I think I can get us out. By cycling the main reactors to bypass the lock bomb. I know it sounds crazy, but I can walk you through it. I do it myself, but...
And so even though that one button I pressed just now is all that you have to do to restore the power to this area, this door will still be sealed if you haven't killed that technopath, which is why I had to do that. All right, so now we're working on the quest called Reboot. I was saying you have to restart the reactor. And, I could go all the way through the reactor, all the way through the power plant area to do that.
Sounds really slow, though.
It is pretty slow. Let's try that again.
So the trick he's doing here is placing 2 things blue, and the placing is pretty precise. There's a little wiggle room. Basically, you just need to mantle the lower one, and the gap will shoot through.
Do we have a moment for a donation?
Sure.
We have a $500 donation from 7 Stitches. who says, long-time watcher since 2013, first-time donator. I think this is a good time to donate and help get that glitch run going. And just a reminder to everybody, we are about an hour, give or take, away from Perfect Dark Any Percent. The bonus game 1 incentive, the challenge, we're still about $15,000 away. It needs to be at $13,000. We're at $14,398. So make sure you get your donations in for Perfect Dark because it's coming quick.
All right, so I just kind of did this out-of-bounds blind fall, which allows me to skip pretty much all of this area to get down to the bottom. And now I need this panel to repair the reactor. Just gonna put that there.
This is one of the most annoying doors to displace just because of all the cystoids there.
Yeah, that one didn't go.
So if you don't see the glue move at all, it means the door's still in the same place it was.
Yeah, this one's particularly annoying to try and dislocate for a lot of reasons. Like you just said, the cystoids, when they do their thing, they destroy the glue that's on the door, which makes this not work. Yeah. But also the door is a curved surface, and it's at the top of a flight of stairs. Okay. So that moved, but I'm not sure. Okay. All right, so we've repaired the reactor. It's a little bit...
Yeah. So there's the door right there.
Excuse me.
It's just right there. Normally you're supposed to turn the reactor off before you go in there, but So I've finally gotten rid of the radiation poisoning. This is the first point in the run that I can actually do that because there are 2 sets of anti-rads in that room.
So if you remember him getting engineering upgrades before, it was so he could fix this lift. Instead of climbing all the stairs you just saw. It's much faster and just much more convenient to do that.
And it's also the reason that I go a little bit out of my way to pick up a lot of sets of spare parts, because if I don't have enough right there, then I'd have to find another way to climb up.
I see. You reset everything. Talos 1 is wide
So
open now.
next I need to get back up to the Arboretum again. Conveniently, there's another airlock right here.
Things haven't changed.
Turbines are hydrogen.
I'm not gonna get in your way anymore. You deserve to hear the truth.
You're lost.
All of
It would be
it.
like shooting
I
at
want
your
these
neighbor.
Typhon lures first.
Or worse.
All right, so next I need to get up to the Arboretum and access the computer in Alex's office.
Gravity detected.
Morgan, I've been wondering if it might be bothering you that you planned your own death. It's a lot to swallow. My advice would be, try not to think about the end.
It's kind of a funny thing about this category is that you get a lot of these calls kind of out of order, or at least in different places than you normally would. I think that one's just in relation to the cutscene you had seen quite a while back talking about wanting you to craft the arming key. At some point, actually fairly near the end of the run, that same character is going to come in and give me a dialogue about how I saved the people in the cargo bay, even though that happened quite a while ago already.
It's very slow news.
I've been thinking about it a lot. I just want to thank you for that one thing 20 minutes ago.
So the exterior is a really nice way to just get around where you need to go instead of running through the entire ship. It can also take a long time if you're going from the very bottom to the very top. It's also very easy to get lost if you're not sure exactly where you're going.
So instead of that flight that I did right there, I could have gone all the way back up through the reactor, through the whole area that I had skipped by doing that blind fall out of bounds. And then I would have to get into Guts again and then fly all the way up through Guts. It's faster just to go outside than get here that way.
Assuming it still works.
So he gave me the key to the grav shaft. Unfortunately, there's a Weaver floating right next to the grav shaft, and I would probably die if I tried to put in the code with it right there. So I'm just going to run inside the store real quick to start this dialogue.
I won't be joining you. Don't worry, there's no trick.
So there's a secret room right there that I need to open up.
It's the truth, like I promised. Took me a while to dig it up. Someone wanted to hide it from you. My computer, another video. Give it a look and we'll talk.
Got a lot of donations coming in for Prey. You mind if we get to some of them?
Sure.
All right. We have a $50 donation from Moose666 who says, you can only turn a lever so far in the wrong direction before it breaks. Prey is no different. We have a $50 donation from Fire Avenge. Says, Prey is one of my favorite games and I can't not donate for the Glitch Showcase. We have a $50 donation from Mr. Sunshine217 who says there's $25 for the Prey Glitch Showcase and another $25 for the Perfect Dark Glitch Showcase. I mean any percent run. And we have a $100 donation from Alex80 who says let's get that Prey Glitch Showcase.
How far are we from that?
We are. The goal is 7,500. We're currently at 7,388, so roughly $112 remaining. And also, don't forget to get your donations in for the Perfect Dark any percent bonus game 1 as well. But we are very close to the Glitch Showcase.
You can probably get through a few more. I'm stuck in another cutscene here and just running around collecting things while I'm waiting for it.
No worries. We have got plenty for Prey. We have a $50 donation from Alien A who says, I love Prey and still very fondly miss the recycler glitch that helped me get through heart mode. Here's to hopefully seeing the showcase. We have a $25 donation from Noob Salmon who says, hey, Lifelike, glad to see you again at SGDQ, and I hope you have a wonderful time there. Good luck with the run and save the mimics.
Thanks, Noob Salmon. Looking forward to seeing you at ESA. At least watching you at ESA. I won't be there myself.
But we're not going to save the mimics.
$25 donation from JD Jackson says, I gotta have me that Prey Glitch Showcase. Love all of the runners and the skill that they showcase to us every year. You all are incredible. Hype!
But they'll know they exist because of the things we did. Help alert to security. I'm ready. Do it.
Strange.
You can probably get a few more. I gotta wait through some dialogue.
Sure. Yeah, just cut me off whenever you need to. We have a $50 donation from Commodore Scrib who says, I love seeing runners glitch their way through a game. Here's for the Prey Glitch Exhibition.
You gave them some hope.
$15 from Project Zero that says, staying home today to bask in the glory that is Prey. Don't tell my boss. SGDQ hype.
Everything I've done is what you've asked me to do.
$25 from Cap73 who says, I will pray for you to have a good run. Let's see some glitches.
They changed you.
An anonymous $20 donation that says, expose Prey for the lovely broken mess it really is with a glitch exhibition.
All I want is to have my sister back so we can...
$25 from Eggy Sonic who says, Prey is probably my favorite story-based PC game of all time. I have yet to casually play the game, but I still enjoy it nonetheless.
We're just missing some scan data from the Coral to complete the design.
We have a $20 donation from Scott K137 who says, been watching for years. Happy to donate to the great cause. Money goes to Glitch Showcase on Prey, which, by the way, has now been officially met.
Nice.
All right, so all of that waiting that I had to do up here was for this item that was in the desk. I've spent a lot of time trying to find ways to kind of clip in, like even clip inside the desk or the floor of that room, or find ways to pick it up early, and I just haven't been able to find any way to get to it. So essentially what was happening in that cutscene was our brother Alex telling us that, or showing us this video that kind of contradicts the earlier one. So the earlier video was about how Morgan wanted to kind of destroy the station in order to prevent the Typhon getting to Earth.
I've been thinking about the video
But the other video implies that the two of us had been working together to create this device known as the null wave, which would kind of wipe out all of the Typhon on the station without destroying it, which would save all of their research.
Did someone make you?
So what he wants us to do before he'll agree to talk to us and give us the arming key is to go and scan this coral and essentially finish building the null wave. So that's what I'm on my way to do right now.
You have to decide, Morgan. Who are you?
So this room is the reason I picked up the Typhon lures, because there's a weaver in here that would cause me some problems if I didn't distract them.
That video was.
And luckily, both the nodes that he needs to scan are in the same room.
Against my directives.
So you can just get them and get out.
Scanning the coral will grant you access to Alex's arming key.
You're not what they say you are.
Can you hear us?
Rejecting the new cell lines, biting them up like an antivirus.
Then perhaps it's the best course. Perhaps knowing the coral's purpose will reinforce your decision to destroy Talos 1. Just be careful. We're running out of time.
Okay, so now that we've scanned those, we just need to get back up to the office and upload the data.
Holding the psyche of all their victims. Your hunch was on the right track. It's a kind of neural structure. Synaptic-like activity up and down the length of it, like it's communicating. Just one more to go. I knew you could handle this. Our father warned me not to stake so much.
So this quest that I'm working on right now, which is just called Before I Give You the Key, is one of the longest single quests in the game. The only one that's longer is technically Keys to the Kingdom, because the game gives you that one very early on when January first tells you about the arming keys, but you don't complete it. It's the second to last one that you finish in the game. But this one by itself just takes the most amount of time for itself.
I'll get it integrated into the fabrication plan for the new null wave device as fast as possible. And be careful. The Typhon will begin to sense our intent to harm the coral. They're gonna come after you.
So I'm gonna come here to upload the data.
For you on my desk that should help.
So on his desk there were some more Typhon lures and some neuromods, but I don't need any of those because I've already got as many as I'll need for the rest of the game. So he was beginning some dialogue to say that the upload of the data was halted, and that's because another character has just arrived on the station. His name is Walter Dahl. He's kind of a bounty hunter.
Walter Dahl, the Transstar Board of Directors has authorized me to take full command of Talos 1, effective immediately. All employees must now report.
So the people that are kind of in charge of the whole corporation that's running this station seem to think that we have let things get out of control here. I have no idea where they got that from.
Ah, it's just fine.
One last thing. Alex and Morgan
totally normal.
Relieved of their positions. Do not consent to their requests or assist.
So right now I need to get down to the shuttle bay to find the shuttle that Dahl arrived in. So I need to get some information off of it. And kind of like earlier in the game, I'm using this rail to accelerate myself, except that this time I have to use the underside of it to gain speed in the correct direction.
I have to admit, I'm disappointed with our parents. And usually they had a contingency in place, but a small foolish part of me believed they wouldn't use
it. There's another part where he's going to have to wait once he gets to where he needs to go. The shuttle doesn't despawn when he goes to the shuttle bay.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange effect. When I left the Arboretum just now after uploading the data, I was supposed to be stuck in a cutscene again where all of this dialogue would have been happening. And a side effect of that is that if I get to the shuttle bay too quickly, the shuttle will not spawn in there. So I have to wait for that quest log to update, so that'll let me know that it is actually here when I go in.
It looks like Talos just got one more Transstar asshole added to the roster. We'll keep things locked down here. And as for these rescue operators,
they're NCN9 black box operators. Rescue is
so normally in the shuttle bay, you're supposed to get up to a control room and extend a bridge to get to this door here. But instead of that, I'm just going to open the door from above like that and get in this way.
Never mind.
So then I'm transferring the data that I need.
Dr. Yu? Morgan? Oh man.
So I had mentioned earlier about Dr. Igwe and how saving him would have been slower. And the reason for that is, at this point here, if I had saved him, he would call us with some more dialogue that would make this part take a little bit longer. So that's why we don't save him.
Morgan, Dahl will know you're coming. All
Yeah, he's waiting for a specific message to start so he can kind of figure out where he needs to go next. But unfortunately, there's all this other dialogue that I just have to wait through.
Those bracelets are issued and removed in deep storage. Worth investigating if you want to fly under the radar.
Commander Dahl.
Yeah, that's the one I was waiting for. So by going into the menu and restarting that dialogue, it updates this quest in my quest log, and it tells me where January has spawned. Otherwise, I'd have to wait for the whole thing to play before it would tell me, or I'd have to leave the shuttle bay, and then it would update.
Good morning.
Yeah, you got the hardware labs, which isn't the worst one, I believe, but
It's the second fastest. It's still pretty good. It's the downside to the spawn in this category you'll see in a little bit is that it gets a little bit scary trying and get back up to the Arboretum.
Commander Dahl, your brother, he likes a microphone, a spotlight. You can't resist, even though he's hiding, and you are running around like a nervous rat.
To get to the hardware labs, I just need to jump up here. And it's this area again where I had gone to... It's the same area I had gone to do the quest through a scanner darkly.
yeah, there's not a whole lot of RNG in this game other than just the items that you can find. Sometimes they're randomized and then they spawn here.
And this is really the only RNG part of the game that can cost you any amount of time. So there's Casper. There goes Casper.
Or this is the last time we'll be talking.
He's a ghost now.
Doors are working again, Morgan.
So killing Casper is the entire reason that I picked up the stun gun. Well, it's half the reason I picked up the stun gun, is because it makes it a lot easier to kill him. But this is probably about the point where we need to cut off for the choice of ending.
All right, taking a look at the ending choice, it looks like Null Wave is the winner with $875.
All right, so this was the scary part I was talking about.
Just a little bit.
You guys like swarms of things, right? Oh. That's a new one.
So he's really just waiting for the elevator.
So when you get...
Good lord.
Okay. So making this part a little bit scarier than usual is that the nightmare is here, which is kind of a random thing in this category.
Yeah, the rest isn't too scary, but the nightmare can actually do quite a bit very quickly.
I got a couple of med kits. Make a save here just in case.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
He's a big boy.
Gave him
Elevator should be here now. Okay.
Gave him the slip.
All right. Made it out.
All right, no more scares, right?
Yeah. There's definitely nothing weird going to happen.
This is a nice elevator.
Yeah, it's
pretty comfy. Oh, not anymore.
No, I'm sure it always does this.
Oh, God.
It's Venom.
It's gone.
See, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's got an elevator movie.
It's haunted.
So there is an alternate way that I could have gotten up here from Hardware Labs, and that would be to go out through an airlock. Unfortunately, in order to get out through that airlock, I would have to craft an item called the propulsion system. It's kind of that backpack that Morgan's wearing in the image there. Because otherwise, if you don't have it, you can't open the airlock in Hardware Labs. But the downside to it is that if you do have it, it makes one of the skips later on almost impossible to do.
Please inform the Supervisor.
This isn't the first time a Typhon organism has broken containment. It happened before.
So here's Dahl. He's asleep now. Here's Alex. He's asleep now.
About terminating the project, evacuating.
They've done a lot. They need a quick little nap.
That's when you begin implementing.
So I need to stun him there in order to pick up the crafting plans for the null wave, as well as Alex's arming key. So that completes Keys to the Kingdom, just by collecting it off of his body there. So now we're on to the last quest in the game. Since this is the null wave ending, it is referred to as a mind without limits.
Morgan, you anticipated the kind of appeal Alex would make.
Fall back down the entire ship.
History. You programmed me to refute him point by point. However, we can skip that. A Typhon the size
So I need to get pretty far down in the station, and just free fall is pretty fast.
Alex is wrong. Destroy the station, just as you planned. The blast will take the monster down with it.
Yeah, there's a huge section of microgravity there, which you want to hit as late as you can. But you don't want to wait too long, otherwise you'll fall out into the void and just die. Even here, you have to be a little careful.
Just gonna just make a save there just in case, because sometimes this likes to not work.
Like that.
Yeah. It's not supposed to do that. Whoop. It's not supposed to do that either. Let's try it there. There we go. So that's just the transition point between the microgravity and normal gravity that you would fly through if you had been inbounds, just that kind of clipping yourself a little bit into it from outside usually pulls you in.
So now we're back down to psychotronics.
I'm sure it will
I
eventually.
believe he has to go craft.
Don't do it. I can't
What do I need
predict
for the
what
final
happened
quest?
if you scan the
Yep.
apex.
So if you're familiar with the any percent run, they craft the null wave up in the Arboretum before they even leave there. Again, the door's there. But because of the way that I pick up the crafting plans for the null wave, I can't craft it up there because it loses power as soon as I pick them up. So I have to craft it here. Just gonna try a little trick. Didn't get it. So the game kind of sticks you in place when you first picked up that null wave. If I managed to jump backwards over a certain point on the ground after picking it up, I wouldn't have been stuck.
Use your circoscope to locate the exact spot.
So this is the trick that having the propulsion system would kind of make impossible, because clipping with glue like that is really, really difficult if you have the propulsion system.
So yeah, he could have just run back the same way he came in, but this is a little faster and looks way cooler. So why not do it?
Alright, so there, I've just planted the null wave device.
No. Nothing that interferes with memory formation. That should do it. Come to the bridge. We can finish this thing once and for all.
Hopefully that Phantom doesn't get too close to the door here. One thing that kind of hasn't come up in this run that frequently can be problems in runs is that if Phantoms get near kind of electronic panels like the ones that were on that door just now, it kind of scrambles them and you can't activate it until you get rid of the Phantom. So I'm just going to do this again, hopefully. There we go.
Microgravity detected.
So there are a couple different ways you can get out of bounds right there, but that one's pretty much the most consistent.
And the fact that he has to use that same spot multiple times, it's easier just to set it up that way instead of putting glue down and having to clear it later.
Yeah. It's also really convenient with that sort of glue setup is that if it was right the first time you did it, it'll still be right the second time you do it.
So now we're just flying right back up to the Arboretum. That way we can get down to the bridge. Wrap up the whole story.
At this point, again, I'm still just kind of avoiding invisible walls. I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally fall out of the area of microgravity. Because even though this whole thing is in space...
Morgan, we're in life support now. It's all clear.
they don't kind of apply the low gravity effect everywhere. So if I get outside of a certain area there, I'll just fall.
And Dal wasn't here.
Also, I need to avoid flying into this because if I fly into that, it just kills you instantly.
Helazar out.
Yeah, so we're almost done here. Just need to get through the Arboretum. Like I had mentioned, the reason I had to craft the null wave down in Psychotronics is because the Arboretum lost power, which means that it also lost gravity, so this time around I'm flying through.
That seems normal.
This part is pretty interesting, like in a casual playthrough, just to be in this area that you've been through so many times that you've had to walk along the ground, and then this time you can just fly.
This game looks so cool. Such a good looking game.
Alright, so really all I need to do now is go and hit a button. So time is coming up pretty shortly.
And luckily in the bridge, the gravity returns, so
yeah,
you don't have to fly anymore.
I have to get rid of January there to prevent hitting the button, and time.
You think they have any bases on the moon?
What is a neuromod?
Oh, they might.
Well, it's both an easy answer and a complicated one at the same time. It is the future, today. More importantly, our past, today. This is the work TranStar does. Every employee working together. It's immortality, and it is beautiful.
Alright, so I'm just going to go and check really quick. Take a look at my quest log. So we had, like I mentioned earlier, the first one is first day on the job, which disappears from the quest log after you complete it. So as long as it's not there, that means I did it. Then we've got breakout, an office with a view, through glass darkly, speak with January, general access key, deep storage, automatically fails, detour, gathering echoes, restore from backup, this side up, shipping and receiving, reboot, before I give you the key, keys to the kingdom, and then the ending was A Mind Without Limits. So that was all of the main quests in the game.
Nice.
I would like to mention, if you guys like that run, Lifelike is the one who routed that entire category. A lot of the tricks are kind of known, but he went through, made sure all the quests worked out the proper way and everything. So if you're looking to run it, be sure to ask Lifelike. You can ask the entire Prey community, but he's the one that's going to know the most about it.
Yeah, and then I believe we had a glitch showcase to do.
We sure do.
Right, so which one do I want to start with? I think this one.
So he's going to show off some things that are a little broken about the game, but don't really help us in the speedrun.
This one's just kind of standing in an odd spot to start with. All right, so a lot of the glitches that I've picked out for this aren't really things that show the game being extremely broken or things that just aren't useful in the run, but I've kind of gone out of my way to pick things that are more funny. So this first one here, I'm going back into Neuromod Division, which is the first area in the game. And like you remember, when I went through this area the first time, I never actually picked up my suit. So coming back into this area, the game doesn't know what character model to give you, if it should be the one where you're kind of in your underwear or if it should be in your suit. So instead, it just gives nothing. So normally, my hands would be on the gun there, but I just have no character model right now.
It's more naked than naked. Just don't exist.
I have a shadow, though. I think I might have those turned down, too. Let me see.
You're just a gun.
Right,
that's all you need.
You put on the shotgun outfit.
Was that DLC?
Yeah. You have to craft it.
So the next one I'm going to show is kind of in the same area. Just like in the run, I had opened up this place, and then I went through this elevator to get to the tutorial.
You have a 9 a.m. appointment.
But the first time I was here, I didn't take any weapons with me, and that was for good reason, because if the game takes the weapons out of your inventory after doing this, both you can't pick them back up again, and if you find a different version of that same weapon, you won't be able to reset it to a hotkey.
Morgan.
Another thing is, we can kill Alex here.
Oh no. Oh, he's fine with it.
That's one of the tests.
It's all part of the test, right? The guy on the left, he's just like, I wasn't expecting that.
But even though he's dead, his dialogue is still here.
How's your eye?
Ghost.
He also just mentioned that we're in the uniform, which clearly we're not.
A little unconventional, but that's a you family tradition. Breaking convention is in our blood.
Another thing with it, the game really wants his body to be over there, whether it's alive or dead.
Dr. Bellamy's going to walk you through the process.
It can also do some weird things if I stick glue to it.
Well, I mean, that is weird by itself.
I promise.
Mr. Yu, they're ready for your sister.
This doesn't always work.
Listen, just be yourself. I'll see you after.
Breakdown.
Yeah. All right, a couple of these glue don't have hitboxes now. Eventually he'll teleport over there.
What would you do with this poor man?
Oh, there he goes. Sometimes it'll start bouncing all around, but it's really hard to get that to work. Let's do this one. And so there is one other category of this game that's never been in one of these marathons. I think it's kind of more of a joke category at this point, but it's known as Leave the Station. It's a run where you don't actually get any ending of the game, but instead you take the only working escape pod in the entire station, which is this one up here. But I don't have the key that I need to get in there.
Well, you have a glue gun.
I do have a glue gun. There we go.
I don't understand how you got the launch key to this.
We don't either.
Make your own ending. Like how there's no key. You just push a button and it's ready to go.
I mean, you needed the key to get in there.
That's true. That's true.
It's like, well, the button doesn't care if you have the key.
Push to start escape pod.
All right, so this one, I'm back in this pod that I was in for at the end of deep storage. Except this time around, I haven't hit the button over there that would activate the ability to leave through the storage container. So instead, if I hit this button, I now have no control over my character whatsoever.
It's fine.
Good.
Okay. Needed to make a quick save there before I did that. Take a couple of seconds. Need to load that one again. So there is a second part to that. So I'm going to make a quick save, and then I'm going to do this again. I have no control over my character. And if I quick load out of that, the weapon models are now all stretched. It's a little bit hard to see, but the gun is now much longer than it was before.
Just a little bit.
All right, I think I just have one left. And that is this one. All right, so this one's right at the very beginning.
Hello, Morgan. It's time we spoke.
So all I've done at this point is collected the wrench and then got here.
You're not dreaming. What happened yesterday
I'm just going to do
was
this
real.
again.
If you want to know what's going on, first you need to get out of your apartment building. You're not safe. Good. You're in the simulation lab. Now get to the exit. I'll keep in
So
contact.
if you remember when I did this before, as soon as I go through this door, there's a guy being attacked by a mimic. We can save him from the mimic, though, by hitting him with a wrench. And
he's out.
He's just going.
He's out of here.
There he goes. He also doesn't care about walls.
Or physics.
It's kind of random what he does each time.
It's time we spoke. My code name is January. You're not dreaming. What happened yesterday was real. If you want to know what's going on,
Where are you going this time?
you need to get out of your apartment building.
He looks bored.
He also doesn't care about floors.
You're in the simulation lab. Now get to the exit. I'll keep in contact.
His body shows up there again, though. And the mimic just kind of
doesn't know.
Does whatever that is.
Yeah, and he won't always run back through the airlock either. Sometimes he'll go through the other door and just...
Hello, Morgan. It's time
Let's
we
see if I can
spoke.
get him to run another way.
My code name is January. You're not dreaming. What happened yesterday was real. If you want to know what's going on, first you need to get out of your apartment building.
He just wants to run that way.
I don't blame him.
Good. You're in the simulation.
Then this is just...
Now get to the exit.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Sometimes he goes through there, just kind of stands inside the wall. I've had him run in here, just kind of stand over there inside of that thing. Yeah, I believe that's all I've got for you. Yeah, big thank you to GDQ for having me again, and shout outs to the community, and yeah, shout outs to the couch for being here.
Shout outs to you.
Yeah, you.
You did all the work. We just
I don't even know the game.
All right, I believe that's it for me.